What's up, HyperFast Nation? On this episode of the show, I've got an amazing guest. He is a real estate agent that focuses on social media. He's landing huge deals through Instagram and TikTok. All right, so this is going to be a great show. He's got a huge update on a big deal that he actually just got on TikTok. More volume on this one deal than most agents do in like 10 years. So this is going to be amazing. Welcome to the show, Ed Stulik. All right. Welcome to the show today, Ed. How are you doing?
Amazing. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on. I know you've got a lot of great wisdom you can give the HyperFast Nation, all of our viewers, all of our listeners, especially about social media, how to use it for branding, how to use it for your real estate business. Before we dive into that, why don't you tell folks a little bit about yourself and just give us some background details?
My name is Ed Stulik. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of New Jersey, but the true passion isn't selling homes. It's teaching real estate professionals worldwide about the importance of social media and personal branding. I've been diving into social media for over 10 years now. I can confidently say that. I've been identifying what works, what doesn't, the newest trends, the newest tricks, all the algorithms, all the scientific stuff that realtors don't have time for. I know it and I teach it. So that's kind of a quick background as to what I do and what I pretty much pursue nowadays.
Yeah, so 10 years in social media, which like that was kind of before it was really widespread or definitely before it was like as mainstream as today. Were you a real estate agent back then, or were you doing something else and that had you on social media?
I was studying pre-med at Penn State and playing ice hockey. So that's what I was doing. Nothing to do with real estate. I didn't even know what real estate was. And I got into social media just because that was the newest thing to do. Everyone was on there. But I pretty much got onto Instagram the day it was born and posted some pictures. I realized what Instagram can do. And the story that I always like to say is that I posted a picture of a hockey hat. That was my first post ever. It got 2 likes. It was awesome. But I realized that those 2 likes liked the picture that I just posted of a hat. And something triggered me to think, if I had more followers and I posted hats for free and people actually bought those hats, those 2 likes could have been $30 profit. So I was thinking, how can I post more to more audiences, but I need to figure out how to grow more audiences. And that was the day that I started thinking and finding out how to grow following so I can learn how to sell them something.
Okay, so did you start to build up an audience at that point, or after you had that realization, and then you went into real estate later, or what was your journey for, one, getting into real estate, and 2, building up an audience on social media?
The first 4 years after I got into Instagram was me identifying who I am, identifying myself. I didn't get into real estate until about 6 years after. So I'm in real estate at this time for about five years, just touching on 5, entering 6 soon. And I just started to realize that my following is truly entrepreneurs, people who are interested in motivation, inspiration. But I realized over those first 4 years of Instagram and social media, that social media wasn't really making me money. I needed to get into something that made more money, made more sense. So I dove into real estate because I get to dress up in a suit, make my own hours, and make pretty good money from what it looked like. And that's when I realized realtors suck at social media. And that's when I said, let me just combine both hand in hand. I'll sell real estate, but also teach realtors about social media.
And what's your real estate business like today? Like, are you solo, have a team, part of a team, how many deals are you doing? Give us kind of the quick stat sheet on that and structure.
I'll tell you my most recent. So recently I just started working on a team because I've come to realize that the business has been evolving and scaling, which is what every entrepreneur dreams of. So dreams are coming true, I can say. So I'm working on a team right now, and there's 8 of us. I just had an interview this morning, had another guy come on board. So the team is expanding. Business is expanding. I'm currently working on about, I want to say 11 to 12 currently pending deals. And I also just landed a 180 unit listing. So this is taking up most of my time. And those deals mostly are from this building. So these are all apartment complexes. I'm working with clients every single day. So the the real estate hat that I wear it proudly every single day.
Are you selling all? So you're selling an entire building for a builder? Is that
correct?
Is that what you're doing?
So these are
that's a big deal. I mean, that's a lot of units.
And guess where it came from, Dan? It came from Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the biggest wow I think ever. So when people ask me, what's your biggest deal you've landed through Instagram? I'm working on it as we speak, 180 units. And I've never dealt with something like this before, but it's amazing that such a platform like Instagram could deliver that opportunity for me.
What is your team structure like of those 8 people? You know, how many are agents versus admin, or how did you build this machine that you've started to grow?
So right now the 8 people, including myself, we're all agents. Admin side of things, I have another 4 people. So
okay.
Yes, together there's 12 of us, but agents wise, there's 8 of us. And in terms of what level we're all at, personally, I'm a trainer. I'm an educator. I love training. I love teaching. I love holding someone's hand and taking them from day 1 to day 45 of day of closing, right? I personally like the whole process. So most of the teammates right now are newer agents. And I'm teaching them from ground up how to build their own business, how to get on social media, how to build a personal brand, to start, working with everything for free in the beginning until you go ahead and slowly start to hockey stick curve, what I like to call it, with business.
And are you generating enough leads that, in addition to training them to get their own business, like you've got an overflow of leads so that they can service those clients as well?
It's come to that point now. So this is why I started growing a team about 2 months ago. So we're still very fresh. This is my first time taking on a team. I've never thought I would grow a team, but again, business is scaling, so I'm blessed and grateful to get to that point. But yes, it's getting to that point. And I'm also, though I'm a social media brand strategist for realtors, I don't strive away from the things that work still, right? Which is door knocking, cold calling. I still believe in that, and I always will. That stuff works. However, I don't want the realtors listening to this, real estate professionals, whether you're a mortgage lender, whatever you are, I don't want you to forget about the fundamental basics of real estate too, which is the cold calling, door knocking, mailers, all that advertising. It still works, but don't forget and don't neglect the power of what today works too, and that is social media.
Well, I think the most dangerous realtor, and dangerous is in like they're going to come in and get a lot of business, right? So I mean it in a good way. But the most dangerous one is the one that knows the old school and the new school. And so I always like when people tell me they're doing both, which seems like you are. Good.
Well, I'm glad.
So you're dangerous to the establishment, the established agents, that's the role you seem to fit in when you can combine these old school techniques with new school. What platforms are you primarily generating leads from and branding and awareness on social media? I know we've talked about Instagram, so obviously that one. What else?
Instagram, and the next thing would be TikTok. Facebook is up there as well, but I personally have received more leads on TikTok versus Facebook in over the past year. And reason why I'm getting more exposure on TikTok is because the algorithm is out of whack. I post a video up on TikTok and it gets 200,000 views versus me posting the same video on Facebook, which only generates 830 views, for example. I'm getting a lot more exposure down that highway versus the back roads, which is Facebook, I consider. But TikTok right now, I post up one video, I get 20,000 views, 200,000 views, and God knows who's watching and who saw that. And they might know someone, and I'm looking for a sale, or I'm looking to buy a house in Oklahoma. Well, okay, great. Well, that's a referral lead. I'll work on something here, but you never know who you're coming across. So TikTok would be my next best platform.
All right, and we'll definitely dig into that more because I think this is an untapped resource for a lot of agents. Before we do that, are there any other social media platforms you're on or using? LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. Like, are you on any of those, or just giving them a little bit of attention? Or are you primarily, Instagram and TikTok?
I focus primarily on Instagram and TikTok. The next platforms would be Facebook, YouTube. I am on LinkedIn. I am on Twitter. I'm on Snapchat. I'm on all the platforms that matter today. And there's about a handful of them. Those that don't get me the good results, I don't really focus on them. I post on them. I show them love, but I post the ones where it works best. And that just happens to be, for me, Instagram and TikTok. I know others that are succeeding just fine on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is not a platform for me. It's way too businessy. It's way too salesy. I'm not a sales kind of guy, oddly enough, in real estate, but I'm not. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay, so you're on the other ones, you're familiar with them, you put content on them, but the main focus is Instagram and TikTok. Let's talk about TikTok. What are you doing on TikTok, and why do you think it's important and working? You hear this argument from some people that it's just kids, which they probably said about Instagram 6, 7, 8 years ago. So what are you doing on TikTok specifically?
The method that works best for me is humor, entertainment, a little bit of education, but mostly entertainment. I know people go on TikTok for a laugh, to learn something. They don't go on there to learn how to, make a filet mignon. They don't. They go on there to get their daily dose of humor. Same thing how I say, you don't go to a grocery store to buy a new car. You go there for the milk and bread and butter. Same thing, you don't go on TikTok for those other things. So when I go on TikTok, I do what works. And I do funny, I do humor. And humor is also relatable to not just realtors, but to all walks of life. I post something about 2021 real estate market, and you better believe John Smith, who's a plumber, can definitely relate the same as John Smith, who's a realtor. They're both like, oh, that's a funny video. I'm going to like it, or I'm going to watch it, or I'm going to share it with someone. And the shareability aspect is so much higher on TikTok with entertainment and humor. So those are my methods when it comes to TikTok.
Okay, and are you putting like the humorous parts of real estate, on there? Or are you using humor but drawing in real estate, or is it kind of humor about anything? Like, are you
about real estate? That's a good question. I like that. So it's about real estate specifically because that's my niche. That's who I want to personally attract. There's other real estate professionals, and I want to give them what they would want to see and share. And they can relate to it. Anytime I post a TikTok, I think the latest one I posted was something about, I think it was a sound from like SpongeBob, and Patrick was saying something funny, and it was going all over the place. And it sounded very perfect for me to slide in something about a realtor going crazy with writing up so many offers and losing them all, and the relatability in that sense. Every realtor can relate to that now. So what are they going to do when they see that? They're going to share it with their best friend who's also a realtor and say, oh my God, you were just telling me you lost another offer. How funny is that? And the shareability is what is super important on TikTok.
Hey, that's a great thought. But let me get to this question that I just got from one of my followers right to my phone. By the way, did you know you can text me at 703-215-1684? This is a new thing I've rolled out. I'm letting my listeners and people that subscribe and follow me on social media connect with me directly to my phone on text message. It's me answering them and responding. You can ask me anything about real estate, investing, business, whatever. Just text 703-215-1684.
All right, so shareability, staying focused on your niche. Anything else people should be aware of with or real estate agents, or anyone for that matter, with the TikTok platform?
Figure out who your niche is. You definitely got to figure that out, and make sure you're creating content tailored to their fit. So don't be confusing. Don't spread yourself too thin. Don't confuse your audience that one day you post humor, the next day you post yourself in a hot bikini, the next day you post something about business, the next day you post about your family. It's all over the place. Stick to one type of genre and make sure people relate and know that the next time you post, it's going to be probably something specific to what you posted last time.
Yeah, I think that's true on TikTok, like way more than any of the other platforms. Like on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, I think giving people glimpses of your life and showing all aspects is important. Or at least, you can do it and really not be harmed in terms of reach. TikTok, if you really want to take advantage of the platform, like you got to stay kind of in your lane with who you want to attract, and you got to be consistent with the content.
Agreed. Stay within your lane. Kevin Hart says, right? Stay in your financial lane. Well, I say stay in your content creation lane.
How often are you posting there?
I try to post every single day if possible. It's a lot, but if I know I have a very busy week ahead or something of that sort, I'll create 4 videos in a day, and I'll just draft them. I'll save them up as drafts and make sure that on a rainy day when I'm very busy and I have no time to focus on social media today, the 2 minutes that I do get to set aside, I'll just go post real quick and then move on with my day, just to show that I am active. So that is a tip for everyone. If you don't have time in your business, well, create a content day. Have a content day. I call it the social media power hour. Just go ahead and bang out a few videos, bang out a few pictures, save them, put them in your arsenal for the rainy days. Just post them up. That's it.
Yeah, so you save them in the draft mode. So for all those who are listening, you can have like 100. I don't know if there's a limit. Actually, you can.
There's so many. One of my friends, she was showing me. She's like, "Hey Ed, film me real quick for it's a TikTok." And I said, "Okay, sure." I started filming her. And she's like, "Save it as a draft." Okay, I saved it as a draft. I pulled up her draft. She's like 4,500 of them. Jeez.
Oh wow, that's like, how do you even organize? She might need to go through and delete, but that would be kind of hard to stay on top of.
Hey, that's a ton of content you can work with, and she's doing a lot better than people that don't post content. So, I applaud those that save drafts. Save them up as much as you can, and when you have time, just go through them and delete the ones you don't like.
How has this led to other opportunities outside of helping buyers, sellers, and your real estate business? Because you've said you've become a brand strategist and a coach for real estate agents on how to use social media.
So I like to teach realtors and anyone really how to grow their personal brand to make it attractive, not just to their niche, but like you said, outside of their niche. So for example, the suit I'm wearing right now, this is a tailor that approached me on social media, on Instagram, and said, "You're a realtor, you need to dapper up when you go out to your listing appointments and all. You need a suit." I said, "I can't agree with you more." I have enough of my Macy's off the rack shoes, And I said, I need something custom. So long story short, we've partnered up, and we've been partners now for about 4 years, and he's been making me custom suits, which I now get to promote, and I promote him. He promotes me. I need to be in a suit anyway, so it helps me out with my wardrobe. Same thing goes with everything else. Watches, the connections, lenders. People love shout outs. People love advertisements and promotions. So if that's the case, what else can I offer besides my knowledge that will help someone else? And same thing, vice versa. I needed a suit, partner up. I need a watch, partner up. I need a phone case, partner up. So things like that, they have led to other opportunities being mentioned in publications. I'm super honored to be on your podcast, for example. It got me this opportunity. If it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't be part of the HyperFast agent community now, and I'm honored for that. So it's things like that that have led me to the next step to get more exposure. So I fully applaud social media for what it's done outside of my real estate business too.
And do you think it's like, what kind of opportunities do you foresee it leading to, maybe that you're not doing now, like outside of, the agent business itself? I know, you've had the opportunity to speak to large groups and on stages. What else do you think is potentially coming from your work on social media here?
the end goal, which I don't talk about every single day, but I would love to personally be in a movie or a show, TV show. I would love to be in the Hollywood spotlight one day, but I know that takes a lot of exposure and I must deserve that. So I want to make sure that I'm doing deserving activities every single day to get to that point. But I want to be like a Matthew McConaughey of the real estate industry, for example. That is like an end goal for me. People recognize the face. People love the face. People want the face. I will pay you. Just come to my event. We want you in a show. That is really an end goal. Like I said, I don't talk about it every day, but that is the goal that I would hope social media leads me to and helps me out with.
What about another thing we often talk about on this show is investing, right? Are you using your the access, the familiarity you have as a real estate agent with real estate to do real estate investing?
It's getting to that point. I'm not there yet, but it's getting to that point. So I was hoping to honestly buy my first house this year in 2021. Market said, not yet. So I'm going to wait until next year. And I will, though. Yes, absolutely. I believe wholeheartedly in real estate investing. Hence why I got into it. One of the major reasons.
Well, I'm sure after you sell 180 units for, for one client, that'll be something you'll have a lot more options.
I think so too.
What do you think's the biggest mistake real estate agents make when it comes to social media?
They constantly try to sell, constantly trying to jam their services down people's throats. And people get turned off when they're sold to. People like to buy. People like to be attracted to wanting to buy. But no one's attracted to someone saying, hey, looking to buy or sell real estate? Who is that attracting? So this is where people mess up. Real estate professionals who are sales people, they mess up because they try to sell constantly. Instead of talking about your pretty four bedroom, 3 full bath, pretty house on the cul-de-sac, now listed recently, make a funny video or make some type of cool, attractive, educational video at that house and be like, by the way, this kitchen, beautiful. Did you know quartz countertops and blah, 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 and the cabinetry and this and that. Just talk about it. Show that you're a realtor without saying you're a realtor. And that's what people don't do.
Which I don't know if you've seen those kind of videos have actually been a trend on
I was about to say
on TikTok. Show me you're this without telling me that.
Exactly. Hey, it's a good trend.
Yeah, so maybe you should make one about being a realtor.
I just might right after this podcast.
What do you think? What do you think it would take to get more agents on TikTok? Because I don't seem to see as many of them on there as I do on Instagram and Facebook. Like I don't think people have kind of gotten the word yet, or they've heard about it, but they're just like, they sign up, they get an account, but they don't produce content. Like they're just watching it. So what do you think it would take to get more agents actually on the platform, using it, producing content?
I think what it takes to get anyone to join something, they have to see some sort of results. They have to see that it actually works. Can this agent get a listing appointment, or can they get a lead that comes from TikTok? Personally, from my personal experience, yeah, the answer is true. I've gotten leads. I've gotten 4 people pre-approved over the past 5 months from TikTok. 4 more than I had without TikTok, So it works, but I think realtors just need to see a little bit more trust, a little bit more of a ROI for them to invest 15 hours of their life to create 17 different types of videos, for them to actually see some sort of ROI from that 15 hours spent in creating content, posting on there, and then engaging with all the comments, and then liking and following and blah, blah, blah. I think they have to see that it gets some sort of result. And as soon as they see that their best friend, it worked for their friend, I'm going to jump on there. Now,
you mentioned something, liking and engaging with the comments. How important is that on TikTok? Because like some of these that go viral, like, I had a video not too long ago. I think it's up to like I'm trying to look it up here to see. I think it's up to like 1.2 million views, 1.3 million, and it has 2,175 comments. So
a lot. That is a lot to comment back on.
like I'm not going through that many of them. I'll tell you that now.
No, you don't have to. And sometimes even 100 comments is a lot to go back to. I get it. As long as you have some sort of time, I strongly suggest to set aside some time and just respond to as many as one can. Send an emoji back. Comment just a thumbs up. Comment the smiley face. I always comment the heart. Heart is wholehearted. It's heartfelt. It's nice. It's like, hey, I'm seeing you. I'm sharing the love. I'm not just tapping it and saying, like, that's not it. I'm also sending a heart saying, hey, I went out of my time. I went out of my day to go ahead and send you something back. So if you don't have time, just send an emoji real quick. Boom. Thanks. Love you. Much love. Bye. Something.
And it puts that little stamp on it too that says like liked by the creator, or the creator commented here. So I do think like other people, see that and then know that, even if they don't see it on every one, they'll they know you respond, or maybe you just hit the top, the first 10 that show up in the feed or something, whatever you can, I guess is what you're kind of saying.
I posted not too long ago a comment on some sort of viral video, and the creator commented back, and it wasn't any big creator. It wasn't anything special, but the creator commented back on a very viral video. And I said, wow, that was so nice of him. Like he went out of his way to comment on my comment. And if I wanted to, I could have probably kept that conversation going. And it was a matter of him if he continues to go baback and forth, tennis ball effect. Will it keep going back and forth? How long are we going to volley this thing until we get to a point? And that's where realtors don't see that vision, don't see that longevity. As long as you start engaging with people, even if you post one video and that one comment says, wow, that was funny, comment something back saying, thank you for your love. I appreciate your support. Just something. And you don't know where that conversation can go. And trust me, I've had so many of those conversations, but I didn't know where they would go. And they've led me down some very opportunistic avenues. I had some 13-year-old kid once reach out to me, and this is a fun story of mine to tell because it's a true one, and it's pretty interesting. He reaches out to me and says, Ed, love your content. Now, what do? I could have responded, or I could have just completely ignored it, which most people do. But I didn't ignore it. I said, thanks, buddy. I appreciate your love. I don't know what to talk to a 13-year-old kid about, so I'm like, what do I say? So I said, thanks, buddy. I appreciate your love. If there's anything I can do, let me know. I'm here for you. And he responded back saying, oh, that's so cool. Thanks for responding. My dad's a contractor. He has like tons of new listings right now over in the Plainfield area, which is like 20 minutes away from me. I'm like, no way. Is he working with a realtor? No, he would love to meet you. Well, isn't that something? A 13-year-old kid got me an opportunity for 7 listing appointments from Instagram. That was Instagram, but it was a comment. And the point of this conversation.
Wow.
Engage. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. It works though.
Hey, hold that thought. Do you want to get 100 tips for free from my best-selling real estate book, The Hyperlocal HyperFast Real Estate Agent? If you do, go to HyperFastTips.com. and you can download 100 of my best tips today. Again, that's hyperfasttips.com. You can download 100 tips on how to grow your business, get more clients, deliver more value to more people. Go to hyperfasttips.com.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is crazy. Like, you're, you never know who's gonna really refer you to someone, and then here you are, getting the kids to bring you to the parents to get deals done.
And for those that have the rebuttal of saying, I don't want to be on TikTok because it's a bunch of kids. Well, look what just the 13-year-old did for me. Well,
and the kids are gonna grow up and buy houses, right?
I believe that too. That's right.
Or they're going to tell their parents. So I kind of get excited on at least on Instagram when I see a bigger chunk of my followers at lower ages, because I know like that's like the future of your business. I would happily help anyone buy or sell a home, but it's just nice to know that a large chunk of people who are going to be moving up in life are following me. I don't know if they give you that breakdown on TikTok like they do on Instagram of like the age brackets, but
it is there. It is. You have an analytics as well. You just have to dive into it a little bit. Top right corner of your profile, and they give you analytics, very similar to Instagram. It's pretty neat.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's it's something that people, again, they, instead of looking down, realize that, hey, those people are going to get older. It's very valuable to get in front of them. They have parents, right? And then, by the way, the platform is going to age up. Like, people, older people are going to start using it. This has happened on every single platform. Like Facebook started off, 15, 16, 17 years ago and was pretty much only college kids. And now it's like grandparents are on there looking at their grandkids. So the platforms will age up, right? So it's worth the time if you're listening to this, and get on there and start thinking of a way that you can educate or entertain or empower people in real estate and make content.
Agreed, 100%.
Anything else that you think would be good advice for real estate agents right now on social media?
If today, in today's age, it's April 2021. It is important to be on Instagram posting IG Reels. Reels is huge. Reels works. Reels gets tons of exposure you never knew even existed. Whether they're your followers or people that are not your followers. The exposure, just like on TikTok, is super important to take advantage of today. IG Reels allows that, so does TikTok. So I would say be on those, post videos, less than 30 seconds for those listening. It's important. People have very short-term memories. They don't like to pull their thumb to the side to watch videos for a long time. So make sure the 20, 30 seconds that you do post, make sure it's funny, make sure it's valuable, make sure it's educational, make sure it's emotional. I talk about the 3 E's: emotional, education, entertainment. Important. Those things are important when you go create content. So stick to IG Reels and TikTok if you can.
Well, I think on that note, even if you don't see the value in TikTok, the editing features that they have on there, the video editor and some of the overall features are very, very powerful. It's the best for video editing of any of the social media platforms. And a lot of the stuff there, the good stuff there, is being adopted by Instagram. Like they're taking what they see on TikTok and trying to make versions of it on Instagram. So, learning how to use that platform and how to create content on TikTok is going to help you make better content on Instagram, specifically with those reels. And Instagram is really trying to push those out. So, I've noticed that since I've used TikTok and made more reels, the engagement on my Instagram has gone up a lot, and more people are seeing it, and I'm connecting with more people, both who are already following me and those who aren't.
Agreed. That's what happens. You take advantage of them, get more exposure, and you never know who's going to see your stuff and think, wow, I need to sell or buy real estate, and it's going to be with this girl or guy. You don't know.
Before we sign off here, I always like to end with a HyperFast round if you're ready for some rapid fire questions and answers.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
All right. What's your biggest piece of advice to a new real estate agent?
Be on social media. Make sure you have a nice profile picture, and make sure your bio is straight to the point so people who stumble upon your page know exactly who they're talking with.
All right. What is your biggest piece of advice to an experienced real estate agent?
Be on social media. Make sure you have a profile picture. Very similar. But no, collaborate. Collaborate is for those people. Collaborate with other lenders, collaborate with attorneys or whatever you might be in your industry, because they have a following and their following might need you, your services, and your services might be helpful for their following. So collaboration.
What's the biggest challenge you've ever had in real estate, and how did you overcome it?
it was this 180 unit building. I did not know what I was diving into. And for the first month of this project, I had to work out floor plans. I had to do the designing, the marketing, the branding, the advertising, scheduling everything, getting everything hooked up, things that I've never done before. And I had to do it all by myself because at that time, my broker didn't know too much and my team leader didn't know too much. My mentors didn't know too much. So there was this 180 unit building and realizing how to really start it off, make sure to come up with a system.
Yeah, selling new product that's being built is it's a different beast than your typical resale. That's for sure.
Every second of it.
When you're not making content, when you're not, doing deals, what would we find you doing? What do you do for fun?
It's either I'm playing hockey, I'm with friends, or I'm watching The 100 on Netflix.
All right, what's The 100? I don't know about that.
It's very sci-fi. Kids,
okay.
Kids up in space. They come down to this uninhabitable Earth. It's really cool.
All right, last question. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
On a TV show. On a TV show, some sort of movie, and having tons of investment properties and a bunch of projects like this, the 180 units. So I want them nationwide.
All right, well, that will be exciting to watch. We'll have to bring you back on somewhere along the journey to get an update. Before we sign off here, if people want to connect with you on social media or learn more about what you're doing or buy or sell a home in New Jersey, I forget what market you said,
Jersey,
but just, tell us all about that, how they can get in touch with you and in the area you serve.
I'm on Ed Stulak, EDSTULAK. Wherever you pull that up, I will probably be there. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, you name it.
And what part of New Jersey do you help people buy and sell homes in?
Central Jersey, let's say Princeton area. That's kind of the New Brunswick area, Rutgers University. That's the area that I'm at.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show today, Ed. For everyone listening or watching on YouTube, thank you. Please leave us your feedback. Go follow Ed. Make some TikToks. Click the subscribe button if you haven't, and share this with someone that you think could benefit from hearing the message. Thank you, everyone.
Subscribe to us if you want to make sure you get the latest and greatest HyperFast shows. And remember, we love reviews. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you want to see more, click right here. And if you want 100 real estate tips from my best-selling book, click right here to download them instantly. And if you're new to this channel, click below to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out. And leave some comments about what you think on the videos.